Hi Sewspire friends, it's Andrea. I am happy to be back here with you in the sewing studio. Today we are going to be crafting the Sewspire Commuter wallet. This was widely requested within our community. It was a project that I hosted as a sew together for the Sewspire patrons, and I am happy to be here with you today to show you all how to make it. As always, there is a supplemental PDF that accompanies this project that has all the pattern measurements and supply list, as well as photos for your future inspiration and a direct link to this tutorial so you can save that document and refer to it in the future. You'll have everything on one sheet at your fingertips. So the link to my Etsy pattern shop is down below, and that's where you will find the design board for the Sewspire Commuter wallet. So let me tell you a little bit about this wallet. It is a lanyard, so you can wear it over your neck. It'd be absolutely perfect for commuters who need to keep, say, their train ticket or their ID for work, a little bit of cash, credit, what have you. I do believe it will hold a pair of earbuds or AirPods in there as well. We have a zipper, top closure on that. The interior is nicely lined, and then there is a clear ID pocket, and the exterior is quilted to add a little interest. We have a nice split ring here that joins the lanyard and the wallet together, and you can attach your keys to that. So shall we get started? Okay, we are going to begin by crafting the clear ID pocket. For this, you're going to need a 5 by 4 inch cut of quilt weight cotton that is backed preferably with Decoville white. You're going to need a little paper template that is 2 by 3. You're going to position that template at center on the back of your card pocket panel, and then you're going to cut an X diagonal corner to corner within that area. Okay, so some of these little triangles, as you fold them back, will overlap that edge. You're going to just clip off those ears just a bit there so that they do not overlap that edge. And then working from the back side, you will open up those triangles and press over the material around the outer edge to create a nice frame. You do not want to overlap that window, so you want to come within 1/8 of an inch of that opening. And I like to get the long edges, or the top and the bottom, in place first, and then come around and do the sides. And so from the front, your frame should be finished around all of the edges, and then from the back everything is folded over. And then you want to take a 3 by 4 inch cut of clear vinyl, and this was the heaviest gauge that I could find at the Hobby Lobby, but it's still very pliable, so I can sew through it. And that is going to get positioned in between the triangles which you folded back and the edges which you folded over. Okay, so that's the front and that's the back. Now, using a very narrow seam allowance, I want to top stitch right around the inner portion of this frame. Okay, so now I have my vinyl attached to my fabric frame. The next thing I want to do is run a row of top stitching across the top edge of whatever is going to be the top of the pocket. And now my vinyl ID pocket is complete. If you got any little smudges on that, go ahead and clean those off now, especially if they're on the inside. Once we attach this to the exterior body panel, it will be more difficult to clean. So you will have 2 of the exterior body panels, and those measure 5 by 4, and they should both be backed with quilt batting. I selected warm and natural, and then you should quilt a diagonal pattern on both of these panels. Choose which one is going to be your ID pocket panel. Remember, the top of the ID pocket has the top stitching on it, and you want to center that right on the panel, and then you're going to stitch down the side, across the base, and up the opposite side. Do not stitch across the top because you won't be able to insert your ID. And for this, you should be using 1/8 of an inch or less because you want plenty of room for the ID to slip in. And so now I have attached my ID pocket to my exterior quilted body panel, and the ID will slip right in through the top there. I have my remaining quilted body panel here. Now I want to craft the tiny tab to which we will be attaching a small D-ring, and this measures 2.5 by 2.5, and you will fold that in half. Open that up, bring those outer edges inward to meet on that center press line, and then fold that over again. Stitch down the open edge and the opposite edge. And for this, I am using a little swivel hook and D-ring combo. These are 1/2 an inch. And I want to thread one of the 1/2 inch D-rings onto this little tab, which I just made. And then I am going to position that little tab near the top of the pocket with the raw edges hanging off the left hand side, and I want to stitch that in place. So that's what that will look like. The D-ring should be facing in towards the pocket. Then I'm going to need my 5-inch zipper, and I just cut a 5-inch piece of the zipper tape off of a double YKK purse zipper because for this project I like the really large zipper pulls, but you could use any zipper that has nylon teeth. You're going to need 2 little zipper tabs, which are 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, and you're going to position the zipper tabs right sides facing down on each end of your zipper, and then come in 1/2 inch and attach those to each side. So you should have something that looks like this. Then you're going to take those zipper tabs and fold those back so the right side of the fabric is showing, and give that a good press. And your zipper should be fully functional there, and these tabs keep you from unzipping the zipper pull right off the edge there. So you're going to position this zipper with its tabs right sides facing down on that rear quilted exterior panel. You want to have the zipper edges even with the edges of your quilted panel, and then you're going to stitch right across that top edge. You may have to adjust the zipper pull as you sew. And so now I have the zipper attached to the back of the wallet. Now I want to take that panel and position it right sides facing on my remaining exterior panel, which has the ID pocket. I'm going to line up the edges of the zipper and the top of the zipper tape with that panel, and then I want to stitch right across the top of there. And when I open that up, I have something that looks like this. Now I want to bring over my two interior panels, which are 5 by 4 and cut from quilt weight cotton. I'm going to turn over this exterior panel. I'm going to work one at a time with the interior panels, and I want to position the first one right sides facing on the back of that exterior panel, aligning that top edge with the top of the zipper tape. And I'm going to pick this up and stitch right across the top of that. And now when I lay this on the table, if I fold that back, I can see the right side of my interior. Now working with the remaining interior panel, I want to turn that right sides facing down, overlap that zipper, aligning the top edge with the zipper tape. I'm going to pick that up and let that fabric fall and stitch right across the top. If needed, you can sink your needle and reach in and adjust the zipper pull. So now when the exterior is open and the interior is open, I should see the right sides of both pieces of material, and my zipper is nicely attached in the center. Now I want to pair up the interior panels and the exterior panels. I want to make sure my zipper is open, and I want to push the zipper tabs down towards the exterior fabric, and I'm going to stitch on the right hand side and the left hand side and across the base of the exterior. I'm going to leave the interior base open so I can turn this. Again, it's really important that your zipper is open. What you need to be able to do is clear that ID pocket panel which you attached, and your seam allowance is likely going to be very close to the edge. You just want to make sure that you do capture all the layers. So you have some flexibility there. Just assess your individual panels, and then you can reach inside and go ahead and turn everything around. I'm going to trim this little edge here to reduce the bulk. Gently poke out your corners. And then bring your interior up so that you can take those bottom raw edges and turn them over ever so slightly there, less than a ½ inch, and press nice and tidy, and then you can stitch right across there to close up that lining. Then go ahead and tuck that finish lining down inside of your wallet. And you should see just a smidgen of those zipper tabs there on the corner. Keeps that looking really good. Oh, it's so cute. This beautiful fabric was a gift from my friend Kathy, and it is from Australia. And I have just a few bits left of that, and it really makes for a lovely wallet. So the next thing that we want to do is craft a little lanyard that will attach via a split ring to this D-ring so that this wallet can be worn around the neck. So your strap length is going to vary. The shortest would be 26 inches in length by 2.5 inches in width. I have extended this one to 32 inches because I like mine a little longer. I have a long torso. So I have done the same thing, pressed this fabric in half long ways, brought those raw edges inward to meet on that center press line, and then press that over again. I'm going to run a row of stitching up this folded edge here and then the opposite edge to finish this lanyard strap. All right, I have my strap stitched. Now I want to pair up those raw edges. I want to make sure that it is not twisted and everything's laying nice and flat. And I'm going to go ahead and just trim those up so they are nice and even. And then I want to thread on my little 1/2 inch swivel fob to that. And I'm going to let that fall at center for the moment. I'm going to realign those raw edges, and using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, I'm going to stitch across both of these edges and back stitch well. Now I want to turn this strap around so that I can encase those raw edges in the center of this lanyard. And so I'm going to bring my swivel fob back down and turn that around so that the base of that rests on the inside up against those raw edges. We're going to fold everything over, make sure nothing's twisted, and now those raw edges are inside, tucked up against the base of the swivel fob. I'm going to run a row of stitching right along the top there and back stitch well. And now I have a really cute coordinating lanyard with a swivel fob on the end. I'm going to bring back over my zip wallet, and I'm going to use a nice 1 inch split ring to attach these two pieces. So I will attach the split ring to the D-ring on the wallet, and then I will use the swivel fob to attach to the split ring. Now you could, of course, attach the swivel fob right to the D-ring, but a lot of people have keys, and the split ring is very handy for the keys. So now I have space for cash on the inside, earbuds or ear pods, and then ID, credit, debit card on the outside here. Can attach a key to the split ring and put this right over my neck or carry it in hand. So the finished measurements on this are 4 1/4 inches wide, 3 1/4 inches tall, and approximately 1/2 inch in depth. Thank you all for sewing with me. I absolutely love this design. I hope you do too. I think it'll make a wonderful gift for the holidays. Almost anybody would love to receive one of these. So mine turned out great. It's so cute. Got the little fun colored zipper there, fully lined interior, space for credit, debit, ID, student ID, whatever. And then a little split ring to attach my keys to. And I can put that around my neck. It is fairly compact, will fit right inside of the bag when it is not in use. So I hope you enjoyed this project. As always, it was a pleasure to sew with you today. I will be back next Friday at noon Eastern Time. We're going to be focused on clutches for the month of October. So I hope you will join me then. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please take a moment to show your appreciation and click the like button on this very video and subscribe to the channel. As always, so until we meet again, please know the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. I hope you have a beautiful week. Thank you for sewing with me.